Hi friends, this is Dr. Farjana. Hope you guys are doing well. Well, today I want to talk about how to stop gaslighting, right? How to respond to gaslighting in relationships, okay? So number one, let's define gaslighting. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is basically when you're interacting with your partner and they pretend like, the event did not occur. You're expressing your concerns of how something, what happened, what you didn't like. And then they just say, that's not what happened. What are you talking about? That never happened, right? It can be on a milder level and sometimes on an extreme level where they just have a straight face and it's like, what are you talking about? And that never happened. And they make you seem like you're insane, like you're going insane, right? So again, what can you do to stop gaslighting, right? And this doesn't always happen with a partner. It can happen with a friend, right? It can happen with a colleague, a supervisor, right? Any person that you may be interacting with, right? A relational interaction. So number one, what I want you to start doing is logging the events. So when something does happen, right, a negative occurrence, I want you to log it. Time, date, exactly what happened. And keep it on your notes section in your phone, right? So if, let's say, you do discuss the situation or the topic comes up, you're able to just have the facts right in front of you. So start logging it. Also, when you start logging events, negative occurrences, what happens is you have like a history and you start noticing a pattern, right? You can look back and look at the patterns of this person's behavior, right? And it also gives you and you can look into yourself and how you respond, right? Next, what I want you to do is if they are making you feel like you're not good enough, right? You don't do enough. What I want you to do is, like, let's say if this is your spouse, I want you to make I am a good wife list, right? Vice versa. Meaning, write down all the ways you are an amazing wife and all the great things you do for this person, right? So again, you won't be gaslighted. If this is occurring with, let's say, your child, and your child is making you feel like you're not doing enough for them, right? So again, I want you to make I am a good mother list, or I am a good father list, right? And again, list how you are an amazing mother or amazing father, right? So again, you won't start doubting yourself and you'll be able to hold onto those boundaries that you set for others in your family, right? Or in your circle, by reminding yourself that you are amazing. You do the right things, okay? So again, 3 techniques I have shared, right? Log the events. Number 2, I am a good mother list. I am a good father list. And the last thing, I am a good wife list. I am a good husband list, okay? And again, this will help you stand your ground. It will help you stay objective onto the facts, right? It will help you focus on the facts versus get emotionally caught up in the discussion, okay? Hopefully this is helpful. Good luck, okay? I know you can do this. You are amazing. Take care. Hi friends, this is Dr. Farjana. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today I want to talk about how to handle put downs, right? How to handle put downs by your spouse, by any type of negative interaction. So step 1, I want you to simply call out the behavior by labeling it. Simply call out the behavior by labeling it. For instance, please stop putting me down, right? Please stop shaming me. Please stop bringing up the fact that I failed this exam over and over, right? Just call it out like it is and then label the behavior. Stop with the put downs, right? Secondly, Sometimes put downs are said in a way that it comes off as a joke, right? So you can say, I don't like, that's a mean joke, right? You can come up with a family rule that says no mean jokes allowed, right? And if someone is saying it in a format as a joke, you can simply say, I don't like that joke. I didn't appreciate that joke. Please stop, right? I don't like, that's a mean joke. You see that? So again, the way to stop put downs is by just labeling it, calling it out, right? Don't let it go. Don't just laugh it off or pretend like it wasn't said. Say something, okay? Say something, right? God gave you a voice to use. So say something. Otherwise, that behavior is going to increase. And sometimes in different ways as well. Okay, so stop dysfunction at its core. Alrighty, I know you can do this, guys. You got this. Hi, friends. This is Dr. Farjana. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, I'm going to talk about manipulation, right? Am I being manipulated? Am I being manipulated? I'm going to talk about what is manipulation, right? What does it look like? And then some strategies that you can use to help you stay more objective and not get manipulated, basically, okay? So number one, how do people manipulate? One strategy that they use is deflection, right? So they bring up other family members' problems so the focus isn't on them, right? So that's one technique people use to manipulate. Another technique is they're persistent in what they want, regardless of your feelings. They are persistent in what you want, regardless of your feelings. So for instance, they might agree with you initially with your no, right? Like, okay, I don't want to go there today. But then somehow they'll bring it in subliminally and be persistent. And then at the end of the day, you're doing exactly what they want you to, what they had originally wanted you to do, right? And another way they manipulate, another technique they can use to manipulate is they use your triggers to get you frazzled. They use your triggers, right? Things that bother you to get you in a flustered state, right? So being aware of that as well. So then again, what happens with that is your decision-making efficiency isn't all there, right? So it's important to be aware of that. Okay, so what are some strategies you can use to help stop manipulation in your life? Number one is you can log the event, meaning you can log the pre-event, the actual event, and your response, right? So what occurred before the manipulation, the actual event, and how did you respond? What was your response, okay? Number two, whenever you're interacting with people who tend to manipulate, is you want to ask yourself, does this decision also work for me, right? Does this decision also work for me? Okay, next, you want to ask yourself, did I already say no to this request? Did I already say no to this request? So being aware of what's happening, right? The actual process of how the day is going, right? Did I already say no to this request? Moving forward, you want to ask yourself, is my partner deflecting right now by bringing up old struggles and convoluting the conversation, right? So here, sometimes what ends up happening is you bring up something that's bothering you, and then all of a sudden it just turns into this big convoluted discussion about what happened 5 years ago, right? So you want to bring it back to like, we are talking about this incident, this situation, okay? It's focus here. Don't bring up what happened 5 years ago, even if it's similar, all right? And then another technique I want you to start using is my partner deflecting by bringing up our children's problems? Sometimes when you bring up, again, a negative occurrence, people who manipulate can easily just bring up, oh yeah, Josh did this and is failing classes and again, deflects the problem, right? Meaning the focus isn't on them anymore. So being aware of that. And lastly, you want to ask yourself, is my partner being selfish in his or her needs at the expense of mine? Is my partner being selfish in his or her needs at the expense of mine, right? So meaning, for instance, if you are not feeling well, right, and your partner keeps pushing and pushing because, he or she has a need to, have some type of entertainment for the day, and you're not feeling well, but then you end up doing what the partner wants at the expense of you, there's manipulation there, right? And then there's also you need to self-reflect on yourself of what kind of codependent behavior you're engaging in, right? So being familiar and aware of this dynamic and looking into a lot of your codependent tendencies as well, right? And boundary setting. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, right? Again, some ways people manipulate, right, that I have mentioned, and particular techniques you can use to stop the manipulation, right? So you can live a more authentic and fulfilled life where you're not being controlled by others' needs, right? Doing for others at the expense of you. Okay, hope this helps. Again, you can replay this over and over until it resonates with you and you can start really applying this in your life. Take care. Bye. Bye, friends. Hi, guys. This is Dr. Farjana. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm so excited to connect with you today. Today, I'm going to be talking about relationships and debt. Relationships and debt. What's happening? So number one, I'm going to talk about what's happening externally and then what's happening internally and how families are breaking because of debt and consumerism, basically. Okay, so number one, let me explain what's going on. Okay, so in a lot of our families, many of us are in so much debt. People are in so much debt that they are constantly working, right? And they don't have time for their spouses. They don't have time for their children or even themselves, right? So where does this mindset come from? It comes from the societal programming of the American dream of accomplishing, getting that big white house, right, with the picket fence, that nice car, that nice purse, right? So everybody's just shopping, buying things they can't afford, right? Or they can, but then they're accruing debt because everything's on the credit card, right? Hence, kids are on YouTube, minimal supervision because they're home often alone, or their parents are just come home so tired that they can't be present for their children, right? So, you know what happens there with social media, right? So, what can you do to stop this, right? And then wait, let's not forget about this. You're so busy paying off debt now. Both parents have to get 2 jobs now, right? So what do you think that's going to do to your marital relationship, right? Wandering eyes, temptation, right? You're at work, you're spending more time with colleagues. What's going to happen there, right? So increased divorce rates are happening, right? Cheating. Remember, we live in a very centralized society, right? Okay, so what's the solution? Number one, get rid of your debt. Get rid of your debt. Cut those credit cards. Just cut them and literally throw them away and just use your debit card. Okay? Try to only work 1 job if you can. Please. Try to work 1 job if you can. You don't have to be in this accomplished mindset, doing mindset, right? Like you're a rooster running around, right? Just trying to accomplish something all the time to live, like to meet this certain standard. You don't have to live that way. Your priority is your home. Your priority is to protect your children and protect your marriage, right? So we can have healthy marriages and healthy family life, right? What is the cause of all of this? Debt, 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 okay? And that mindset of let's keep doing and accomplishing and attaining. You don't have to. You don't have to keep going and going and going like a rooster. I have to take my child to this. I have to admit my child to this type of sports program and that. Bring more stillness in your life, more peace in your life, more nature in your life, so you can be present for your children and your family and your spouse. Internally, what's happening? Internally, many of us are bringing our unhealed selves to our marriages and our current families, our new families. We're bringing our childhood trauma into it. That's one. And number two, we're also internally bringing in some of our cultural programming, right? Where the in-laws are in your business, right? There's no space for your immediate family to grow, right? Because there's no boundaries. So another thing I want you to do is heal. Get an individual therapist and get a couples therapist. So both of you can deal with your inner wounds, right? Heal from that. And you can work on that cultural programming that both of you may be bringing in to the relationship. So externally, get rid of that debt and stop working your life away and shopping your life away, because it's such a toxic, dysfunctional cycle. Because what's the mediating factor? Debt. And what does that do? Breaks families. It breaks families, right? Protect your families. And number two, internally, you need to work on yourself, okay? You need to work on those childhood struggles you've had that you may be playing out within your marriage now, currently, right? Or parenting in a certain way. And then the cultural programming that you're bringing in, where you don't know how to set boundaries, right? You don't know how to be consistent, right? You're bringing your in-law dynamics that's influencing your marital relationship. You need to work on all of that. All right, guys, I hope this gives some perspective to you. It helps start changing our family dynamics, because too many things are at play that are breaking our families, right? That are influencing our families in a negative way. Remember, we live in a very sensualized, fluctuating trend-setting society, right? And the basis is based on consumerism and debt, right? That's how the cycle works, right? So break the cycle by getting rid of that debt, right? Refuse to live on credit cards. Refuse to. I mean, there's one thing to build your credit, that's different. But refuse to live on credit cards. Break the cycle of dysfunction. Protect your families. Be present at home for yourself, for your children, right? Because remember, even when you're doing that, you're in that doing mindset where you're always accomplishing, right? And you're living in this debt cycle. You're also hurting your body. You're not physically taking care of yourself because the work hours are so long that you come home and you have no time to exercise. You're barely squeezing in exercise. And that's not the way life should be. Prioritize your life, what's important in your life, right? Yourself, God, your health, right? Family, your children, your spouse, your biological, you have to prioritize and work. But work in a healthy way, not in a way that runs your life. Say no to that. Say no to rush living. Say no to not being present. Say no to working so much that you get sick. I'm sorry. No. Say no. Refuse to live a rushed life. Refuse to live a pressured life. Refuse it. Right? Take your time. Okay? Even when you're commuting, be at peace. Work from continuing your life from a abundance mindset versus lack. Because when you're in a lack mindset, you always have to feel like you have to accomplish something, right? You have to buy this or buy that. So if you focus on your abundance, right? You don't work from a reactive lack state. All right, guys, hope this was beneficial. Obviously, replay this, take notes, and really start changing your family dynamics. Save those marriages, okay? Right? Save those children. Save your families, guys. All right, bye. I know you got this, right? Let's change the paradigm to love and peace instead of toxicity and dysfunction, right? Don't join the thundering herd. Do not join the negative thundering herd. All right, guys, bye. Hi guys, this is Dr. Frajana. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm going to share a simple technique that you can use when you are dealing with other people's unconscious behavior, right? I'm talking about like toxic behavior such as cursing, criticism, cranky, like they're being cranky. So a simple technique. So I want you to say this. That's his or her cursing, not mine. That's his cranky behavior, not mine. That's her favoritism, not mine. That's her anger, not mine. That's his criticism, not mine. So whoever you're dealing with, you say what the behavior is, and then you separate it from you, right? So then so you don't absorb it. This is extremely beneficial for especially empaths who absorb other people's behaviors, right? Particularly. Anybody, actually. So let's say you just really don't like cursing, right? Or somebody cursing around you. Just say, that's his cursing, not mine. So again, separating, it creates a space and separation between you and the other person. Their behavior versus your behavior. And then you're able to not internalize it, right? And absorb it. All right, guys. Hope this is helpful. Use it and you'll see how your life changes. Take care. Hi guys, this is Dr. Frajana. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I want to talk about if you are indecisive as to giving a person another chance in your life. This has to do with like if someone cheated on you, right? If someone hurt you in some way in your relationship and now they want to get back together. If there's some addiction involved and you want this person to get the help that they need and you're debating if you want to stay with this person or not, okay? So the question is giving a person another chance, right? How to decide whether or not to give a person another chance, okay? So I tell this to my clients all the time, right? It comes down to wishing versus hoping. Wishing versus hoping. So wishing means that you want this person to get better, right? You wish that this person, this relationship works out. It's a wish, okay? And hoping is when they actually take action. They're getting therapy, right? They're in rehab. They're taking the actions needed to get help, right? They're joining. You guys are both going to couples therapy and they're committed, right? They're reading the right books. So that's when you can give this person another chance, possibly give this person another chance when they're actively engaging in corrective behavior, right? Where they're getting the help that they need. But then remember to be careful with wishing, because wishing means that, hey, I wish everything is better, but nothing's really being done. We're just talking about things over and over and over, and nothing's really happening. So again, when you reflect on this, whether to give a person another chance, think about, am I wishing or is this hoping, right? Wishing is there's nothing concrete, and hoping there is a lot of concrete evidence that there is hope for this relationship. Okay, guys, hope this was helpful. Take care of yourself, okay? Don't give up. You got this.